Back in Paris, France, activists installed thousands of pairs of shoes in front of the Place de la République in downtown Paris, only blocks from where the November 13th shooting happened at the Bataclan occurred, to symbolize the desire to march. Yannick, a French citizen who donated her shoes to the installation, said she felt it was important the protesters' presence was felt.
Je trouve ça très émouvant et je trouve ça aussi très fort comme message.
I find it very moving. It is a very strong message. As we do not have the right to take part in the large march which was organized, it was important that our presence was felt. All these shoes represent all the people who are committed to do something for climate change, to do something this week when there will be a lot of debate.
In downtown Paris, tens of thousands of people also formed a human chain stretching down the sidewalk for blocks. Demonstrator Romain Porcheron said the chain represents solidarity.
The idea is to show that all citizens of the world are aware and the common environmental and ecological objective is not individualist. It is about solidarity and the sharing between populations, that we are all in the same boat. That is planet Earth. If each one of us accept taking one step forward to change little habits, which then evolves into systematic change, we would be able to solve the crisis of climate change, which threatens the entirety of humanity.
Indigenous people from the Arctic took to the Amazon, took part in the human chain in Paris, calling for urgent action on climate change and highlighting the disproportionate impact of global warming on frontline communities. After the human chain action ended, thousands of Parisians and international activists defied the French ban on protests and attempted to march through the streets of downtown Paris. They were met by hundreds of riot police who used tear gas, sound bombs, pepper spray in an effort to break up the demonstration in the Place de la République. More than 200 protesters were arrested after police with shields and riot gear stormed the monument at the Place de la République, trampling on the flowers and candles commemorating the November 13th attacks, and forcibly removing protesters who'd linked arms around the statue to protect it. Democracy Now! Was live on the scene interviewing people throughout the protests.
I'm here because I wanted to work for the climate. COP21 don't consider the citizens' opinion and what citizens want to do. They prefer shut us than listen to us.
We're here at Republique, where demonstrators in the hundreds, it's hard to say how many, have gathered. The police response has been tear gas and these sound bomb canisters that they're just dispersing into the crowd.
I'm Sheila, I'm from Oakland, and I'm here because it's supposed to be the most important climate negotiation of all time. I was an environmental studies student, and they just constantly talked about COP21, and if something didn't happen this year, if a negotiation wasn't made that was binding, then we would see drastic effects of climate change that would be irreversible.
We are in Place de la République in Paris. It's demonstrating after the climate demonstration. And so now we gather to focus on also state of emergency and plus climate change. And actually the cops are just sending gas bombs on us.
We are just on the right in front of the statue, and the statue is important for us, and more important today because there are many candles on this statue and we want to protect it. I'm not so much in demonstrations, but this time when I understood that the French state, French government used the law, they began attacking the left activists, and it's just incredible that so many people in France don't understand what is happening. Everything that is going to switch from a fight against terrorism to a fight against citizens.
We're not the ones causing the problem. The French state and the European states and the North American states are causing the problem, and we're the ones suffering from it.
If the COP is opening tomorrow, what is your message on climate change?
Our message is that the answer resides in everybody. in our lifestyles, in the way we live, and we have to change the way we live. We have to stop commercial relationships with some countries. We have to stop our consumption of oil and our consumption of nuclear, and that goes with the change of our lifestyle.
The only problem with security is that policemen are attacking us. That is the absence of security. There are no terrorists here. There are no terrorists.
That's the state.
Where are the terrorists? They are shooting us.
What I'm doing here is clear. I protest against the emergency state, which is a parody of protection for the citizens and is transformed into repression against the citizens.
As you can see, they blocked up every entrance around Republic. They won't let us go anywhere.
Several friends of us have been arrested.
We can't give too much information, but repression in our circle has been quite extensive.
My name is Jeanne. I live in Paris and I'm a militant for environment. I have no hope in events like COP, because they have partners like EDF, like BIC, like IKEA, like Carrefour, which are like L'Oréal, which are enormous polluters. Air France is like planes everywhere. BIC, it's disposable stuff. IKEA, it's a planned obsolescence. I have a panel which is written right to demonstrate, because here in Paris today we're not supposed to demonstrate. We don't have the right. The march has been forbidden, but still we are here. And we make some noise.
The government shouldn't be using fear to stop us to protest what we believe in. COP21 has been scheduled for a very long time. Even before the attacks, they decided to increase security at the borders. This isn't about terrorism. I'm here to fight fear and the use of fear.
More than 200 people were arrested. French President François Hollande condemned the clashes between protesters and police as, quote, scandalous, and blamed the protesters for trampling on the monument, even though video footage shows the police smashing the glass candles and trampling on the flowers. Activists said that actions and demonstrations would continue throughout the summit. Special thanks to Sam Alcoff, Laura Gottesdiener, and John Hamilton for that report. We're going to break. When we come back, we'll hear from Indigenous activist Tom Goldtooth and his son Dallas of the 1491s, best-selling author Naomi Klein, French farmer José Bové, and more. Stay with us.